Sundays for the men. Got Sundays for the men.
Sundays for the men.
Got Sundays for the men.
We're talking Sundays
for the men. Got Sundays for the men.
On Sundays for the men.
Sundays for the men. We got Sundays for the men.
Roxbury softball.
Got Sundays for the men.
On Sundays for the men.
Sundays for the men. We got Sundays for the men.
Sundays for the men.
Woo woo, Kenny woo.
Oh my goodness, we are back on a Thursday edition of Sundays for the Men, the greatest podcast in the history of our great town, Roxbury, New York. You got Rick Diffendale here to my left in a concentric circle around the table. We have Big Daddy Greg Gentile.
Hello.
He's as excited as I am. We have former Mayor of Roxbury, Anthony Alaco.
Woo.
We have former Mayor of Roxbury, Alex Diffendale, is back on the podcast.
Hey, how you doing?
And we have former Mayor hopeful William H. Trotter IV.
Yep.
And he's here, and his headphones are still broken, so you're going to hear less of him. And with Billy, less is more, but we love him to death, like he was our own offspring. Anyway, lots to talk about. A championship preview edition of the Sundays for the Men podcast. But before we get into that sort of stuff, let's talk about what transpired just under a week ago, last Friday night, as Katy Perry would say. Corp. I lost it.
Bush Leaguers.
Corp Bush Leaguers, Game 3. Bush Leaguers looking for their first ever championship berth. The Corp trying to really uphold their end of the bargain as the number one team this year. And this game was not precarious. And
No.
this game was not really the Bush Leaguers' night that night. What was the final score? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe it was 8-1.
Yeah.
So it was
8-1.
8-1 Quackenbush over the Bush Leaguers, because once again, our MVP selection this year was the difference.
He
Anthony.
was.
Two home runs.
Along with pitching. Pitching was the big difference, I think. Even more than Quackenbush.
So God again at nighttime, pitching much better at night.
The nighttime Corp. Listen, say what you want. He pitched. He'll tell you he didn't pitch well in the first game. The next
it was
two
a
games,
Sunday afternoon.
The next two games, he was lights out.
And Timmy Feynman was bad the
Flat.
last two games.
And Quackenbush was Quackenbush
Quackenbush was hitting bombs.
to left and to right field into the wind.
Bombs.
The weather finally held up for a game, Greg.
That's quacktastic.
That's quacktastic. Anyway, Corp win 8-1, eliminating the Bush Leaguers. Great season for them after a very slow start. A game within a championship. But we got what we want here. Top two teams, Corp and Bombers, all year at the top of the standings. They're going to get to go at it. Anthony, you're looking disappointed. This is not what you wanted.
I'm not disappointed. I was wrong with my selection of the Bush Leaguers, and I did get some shit for it, but rightfully so.
I believe Trotter was right?
No. Bags and I were the only ones that picked the Corp to win
Kevin
Game
O'Brien,
3.
Cobb.
And Cobby. Sorry, Cobby. I always forget about Cobby.
So, the rest of you, fuck off.
Yeah,
I
there
agree.
you go.
I agree.
So Alex Diffendale, member of the Corp, first year with the Corp, first ever trip to the playoffs, and now the first ever trip to the championship. What are your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tough series. The lineups, both lineups are stacked. Both can hit the ball over the fence. They have, 8 lefties? So
yeah.
That's going to play into it, who you put on the right side. It's going to come down to pitching again.
I agree.
They gotta pepper that back line and stay high too. You can't come down to these lineups. You cannot come down to them.
So we are now full on into our discussion of a championship preview. Game 1 tomorrow night, the Roxbury Memorial Field. The weather at this time is looking good. It always does.
Yeah.
So it's been just that kind of summer.
It'll rain. It'll rain at some point.
It'll probably rain at some point tomorrow, and there'll be a debate about whether to play. But a big day tomorrow in Roxbury. You got the Mayor's Committee golf outing pretty much all day. And then you got first game of the championship because the weather's pushed it back this far. So, Greg, I'm going to go around the table real quick. I'm not looking for any sort of prediction as far as score, but what's your gut feeling as what the result might be just in Game 1 between the Corp and the Bombers tomorrow night?
I think it's going to be a barn burner, actually. I think it's going to be high scoring, maybe 7-8 wins.
I would love
7-8 what?
What the hell are you talking
7 to 8 wins the game.
Okay, 7 or 8 wins the game.
I'm confused.
As in,
If you score 8 runs, Greg is saying you could
So
win the
you're
game.
saying like an 8-7 game?
yeah, 8-6. I'm not saying who.
That's not really
That's
a barn
not really a
bet, eh?
barn burner.
When you said barn burner, I was like, 15,
I was thinking
12.
like 14 to 13.
When Walter let up 36 runs the whole season, it's a barn burner.
All right, why don't you?
Well, let's go to Anthony.
I'm going to predict the complete opposite of what Greg just said. Okay.
I was talking to Greg.
I don't think anyone knows what that sound effect meant.
That was
you didn't see the hand gesture.
That was
talking to
oral.
Greg.
That was an oral sex
That was
sound.
a fellatio sound.
Yes. And I just lost my train of thought. But anywho,
You're going to go the complete opposite.
I'm going to go the complete opposite of Greg. I'm going to say a low-scoring game. Playoff softball. Wind's going to be blowing in tomorrow, I think. I got a good feeling about that.
August wind blows in.
August wind blows in. I'm going to say 4-3. I'm going to go with the Bombers.
Ooh. I'm going to skip Al for a second because he has a horse in the race.
Thank you.
Billy, let's go to you. What do your instincts tell you?
I'm going Bombers.
We didn't mind. You sounded good.
Death Taxes and Trotter picking the same as me.
No comment.
Fucking rubber.
So Greg picked the Bombers in some kind of weird.
I did not pick.
He did not pick the Bombers. He just said a barn burner.
Oh, you predicted a barn burner, but you didn't pick a team.
What team
You told me not to pick a team.
He's right. I did say that. Anyway, Anthony picked the Bombers. Trotter picked the Bombers. I'm going to ride the Corp. I'm going to ride them because I picked them to beat the Bush Leaguers. I think GOD at night.
Ride the bush.
It's hard, though. It's hard because Walter, like Greg said, it's like an astronomically low amount of runs they've given up this year. But I'm going to go Corp at night. Sunday may be a different story, but we're not talking about Sunday yet. Tomorrow night, Corp, 7-5. That's my prediction. Alex, you are on the Corp. Big time bench guy for them, getting people jacked up. Maybe
Nice
even
little
getting a
jab.
nod tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
You never know.
But what's your thoughts going into this?
I am not making any kind of prediction.
I respect that.
I am
Don't
not
make
gonna-
him make a prediction.
Because if I make a prediction, I'm not putting my foot in my mouth here.
That's fine. That's fine.
And I get to hear it. So you obviously know who I want to win. And it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, 2 great lineups. Bombers are tough to beat in a championship game, as we all know.
Considering
So
they've never lost in a championship series.
So-
6-0.
we'll see how it goes. They're going for 7, and I'm looking for 1, but the Corp's looking for their 4th, I believe.
All right, so it's tough to go position by position because I know there's been some shuffling of the decks for both these teams. People on both sides for the Corp and the Bombers not showing up either Friday or Sunday or all of it. Well, we could try to do that real quick.
Yeah.
If you want to go with what they've been doing and based on what we already know.
No, we'll
having
go-
spoken to
yeah.
both managers today, personally, as I did, because I was trying to do my homework and be prepared.
Hardo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you, Greg. Greg pushed that button because he appreciates me. Now, let's start with the pitching. I think, in my opinion, and feel free to disagree, you have to give the clear edge to Walter Knox, especially this year. If anyone disagrees, speak now.
Not even just pitching. I feel like fielding-wise, he's astronomically better than
Oh.
Jerry O'Donnell.
I thought you spoke now and then you were going to disagree.
No, I was agreing, but I feel like I was talking
If you,
from
if you
another-
agree, speak now. Go ahead, speak now.
I just wanted to talk. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please. Keep going.
I'm just saying, up the middle, Walter's very good up the middle, and he has a better arm than Jerry O'Donnell. Jerry O'Donnell really can't throw the ball that well, so I
Agreed.
feel like that's
correct.
That's a big factor.
All right, so we're no one else disagrees. Walter, pitching edge to the Bombers.
I agree.
Alex, I'm not. Alex, you don't have to say
Jerry
anything. I don't want you to say anything.
Jerry's very streaky, so if he's on a good
Yeah.
streak right now, we'll see how it goes.
And the game is at night tomorrow. I
Exactly.
think that factors in. He's been much
Exactly.
better at night.
Listen, at the end of the day, we're playing slow pitch softball. Both pitches are hittable.
Okay, edge to the Bombers. And I want to hear the A team when we give the Corp an edge, just so we're all clear on that's a programming note live on the air. Okay, catching position. I think you're probably gonna have Mike Bach catching, and Matt Knox has been doing the catching duties for the Bombers, and Matt had a big squib error to put the Bombers, put the Sharks down 1. But you know what? Past couple games, I've seen the Bach rocking and rolling. He's coming fresh off a mayoral loss. You know he's out for blood. So I'm going to give.
He's always out for blood.
I'm going to give the catching edge to the Corp. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Agree.
Billy, yell it out.
Agree!
He agrees, and I'm sure Alex agrees.
I do.
We're gonna
Sorry,
get the
meat,
catching edge
but I do.
to the Corp. This is no offense or affront to the meat, but the Bach gives the Corp the catching edge. Let's move to first base. Now, we don't quite know for sure what that's going to be on the Corp side. We know it's going to be Harry for the Bombers. And Harry's, steady guy over there, excellent hitter, excellent fielder. Let's say that the possibilities for the Corp would either be Darren, who's been doing the first base duties, right, if I'm not mistaken,
He
or
has.
BY if the deck gets shuffled. Where do you go?
Also, you're missing another guy. Paul Rodman's played a lot of first
Okay,
base too.
okay.
And he played pretty well at first.
So now the question becomes, do you put any of those three guys above Harry?
I wouldn't.
I don't think I would.
Darren's close. but-
Darren is close, but
I-
Fielding wise, Darren's a better first baseman than Harry.
Than Harry?
Absolutely.
yeah, but I feel like Darren is also a really good hitter, but Harry does rock
He's a
and roll.
very good hitter. They're both good hitters. Darren has a better glove than Harry.
I don't think he's going to be playing first base tomorrow, though. I think BY is going to be playing first base.
So,
I think Darren's going to be in left field tomorrow.
We shall see.
but so let's just say if it's BY at first base, BY or Harry, you got Harry?
Yes.
Greg?
Yeah.
Billy?
Yeah.
I think I would also have Harry. And I'm gonna, Al, you don't
I'm
have to
gonna
get into any
abstain
of
from this conversation.
This is fine.
You
No,
could-
no,
oh.
pepper in your comments. You don't have to pick anybody.
Okay.
Just pepper in your comments. So Harry's going to give the Bombers the edge in that one.
This isn't personal.
So far, by my count, that's 2 out of 3 to the Bombers. We move to second base.
Yes.
For the Bombers, Marty Feeney. For the Corp,
Benny.
Thomas Benevento. What do you think, Anthony?
I think fielding-wise, I'd say Marty's a better hitter. I think Benny might be fielding-wise.
Come on. Rich. Okay.
I didn't start drinking yet, so I don't know what's going on. I feel fielding-wise, Marty is better. Hitting-wise, I would give the edge to Benny. So I'd say it's pretty even, I think. I'd say it's a kind of a push.
Okay. Greg?
I'm going to take Party Marty.
Okay. William?
I'm going to take Benny.
Ooh.
Death taxes and trial agreeing with Double A.
Listen,
No.
Benny's been hitting the shit out of the ball
Benny-
this year.
Benny-
and
yes, he has.
And he hasn't played a bad second base. He's made the plays
he
he has
hasn't.
to make. Made a couple errors, but he's made the plays he has to make.
So this seems like if I pick Benny, you pick Marty?
Don't worry about what I picked.
Yes, he picked
You picked
Party
Marty?
I picked push. I said it's
And
even.
you picked Benny.
I didn't pick anybody.
Alex is not going to pick anyone in this. God, this really is tough. I'm going to give the edge right now as it stands at the moment.
I will say this: Marty is the best second baseman in the league.
Yeah,
Fielding wise,
he's very good.
fielding wise, he's the best second baseman.
I'm trying to
in the
build suspense, and then Al pops in.
Benny does scare me a little at second sometimes.
Right now, as it stands, I'm going to give the slight edge to Marty. But it's really close,
Yeah.
and I didn't even want to say anything.
league. I'm gonna piss.
But I kissed Marty on the lips the other day, so I felt like I had to pick him. Otherwise,
now
I
you have
felt
AIDS.
slighted.
Yeah, you might die.
No, I got checked.
Did you?
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But I'm picking Marty. Anyway, shortstop. I think this is another hot debate. You got Anthony Piccioni for the Bombers. You got James Quackenbush for the Corp. Ooh. Oh, God. Greg, who you got?
Fielding wise, I think it's Anthony. Hitting wise, I think it's the Quack. But I don't think either of them are way ahead of each other.
In either category.
Yeah, correct.
All right. Anthony?
I'm going Quackenbush because he's led the league in home runs and he's played very well at shortstop. I think Anthony is a better shortstop, but his hitting this year I think just makes him a little bit better than Anthony right now.
William?
Overall.
William?
I'm going Anthony on his fielding.
Okay, I've been thinking about it since we just brought this up 45 seconds ago, and we keep saying that people said that Quack is not a great shortstop. I think he's played a great shortstop this year, and obviously his hitting speaks for itself. But this is the Bombers; it's a championship. Anthony's done it before, so I'm gonna go. Damn it, I missed the button. I'm gonna go Anthony on both his fielding and his hitting. So. Does that give the Bombers the edge on that one? I forgot.
I did a push.
We're not really keeping track.
I think it's a push again.
It's a push. It's a push. 2 here, push, and a Quack.
So push. And I would be Quack, so I would say push.
Push. It's a push. Third base, Tommy Green for the Corp. And tomorrow, I don't know. It might be, from what I'm hearing rumblings of, it's not going to be Michael Dumig.
I'd say Mike Parisi.
It's going to be either Parisi or Mike Johnson.
Maybe Johnson.
So let's say, for argument's sake, Anthony
Said yes.
and Greg and Billy and Alex, if tomorrow it is Mike Johnson at third and Tommy Green at third for the Corp, who gets the edge? Go ahead, Anthony. Start this one off.
It's a tough one. Tommy Green's a very good hitter, but I feel like fielding wise he's kind of he's still a good third baseman, but I would go Johnson. Johnson's younger. I think he's a very good hitter. He's got speed, and
Has he played, though?
I've seen him play.
But has he played recently?
Yeah, he played.
Has he gotten in these games?
He's a ball player.
I know he's a ball player.
He played against the Sharks the other night.
He's not.
Okay.
He's a good singles hitter and plays a very good infield.
You don't have to tell me he's a future goon. I'm just saying.
Erroneous. He's got Castaway written all over him.
All right, Greg,
I'm gonna go Tommy Green with the experience.
Bill,
Who was the Bomber one?
Mike Johnson.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay. Oh, did he just agree?
I actually didn't try to agree with him for once. I just wanted to oppose Greg. Because I don't really know either that well, and I haven't paid attention to them that much. Not saying you're not great
How
guys.
do you not know Tommy Green? You've been playing this league how many years?
Tommy Green, I mean, I know he's had a lot of trouble getting around on the bases and stuff, as most of the Corp has, as Father Time waits for no man. But I'm still going to stick with Tommy Green at third base, and with his bat, too. So I'll go Green over Johnson. I probably would have went Dumig over Green, but I'll go Green over Johnson,
Okay. That's
which I
fair.
believe is another push.
Yeah,
Right?
push again.
Another push. So play them both, Greg. Go.
Unless Al picks Green, then Green wins.
Al's not really picking anybody.
Okay.
That was the Bomberman and the A-Team.
It was a remix.
We're going to mix it up. Left field.
How are you?
Again, this is a wild card. We don't know. Someone just came in. Who came in? Who's here? No, we don't. Okay.
A very nice young lady.
Not someone that's going to come onto the podcast.
No.
Okay, anyway. Left field, again, this could bounce around. It could. What's happening? Are we taking a break?
There's a no. Keep going.
Let's not take a break. Left field's probably going to be Timmy Monahan for the Bombers. And it could be either Darren Quinn for the Corp tomorrow or someone else that we don't know. So,
I'm safe. I think it's safe to assume that Darren Quinn will be in left field tomorrow.
so if we assume that, and we all know what happens when you assume things
You're right.
most of the time, that's what I was getting at. Do you go Timmy Monahan or do you go Darren Quinn? Billy, I'm coming to you first.
DQ.
Greg, I'm coming to you second.
DQ.
Timmy Monahan's going to be like
Wah.
Anthony, Timmy Monahan, or Darren Quinn.
Timmy Monahan's bat is very good, and he's a great leadoff hitter.
There's a fly in here.
I
I'm
think,
going to lose my shit.
I think Darren Quinn might be a better outfielder than Timmy, because Timmy even say he doesn't want to play the outfield anymore, but Timmy Monahan's got a very good bat, so I'd go Timmy Monahan.
Darren doesn't have a bad bat, though. He's got a good
Darren's
bat.
got a good bat.
He's got a good bat, but Timmy Monahan's one of the better left-handed hitters in the league. Like
I know that Timmy Monahan listens to this podcast religiously, so I want him to hear me say it loud and clear. Darren Quinn.
Timmy, you suck.
Giving the Corp the edge in left field by a wide margin. Timmy, I love you. Stink box starts in approximately 2 weeks, so let's get after it. Okay, left center field. I know that Conklin is out for tomorrow, according to my sources. I'm sure that puts Bob Fred in left center if I think everything shifts around right.
Yes.
So if you have Bob Fred in left center and Billy Ryan in left center, who you got, Anthony? You can start this one off.
Billy Ryan.
Bill?
Great bat, great arm. Billy Ryan.
Billy?
I'm going Bob Fred because Billy Ryan's been injured and he's not been running fast around the bases, and he hasn't impressed me for what he has done in the past.
Okay.
He's still very good,
He
but
disagreed with me. I'm just happy about that.
Okay, go ahead, Greg. I think that's why he did it. That's why he did it.
I'm going to take Billy.
I'm going to also take Billy Ryan. This is not a slight to Bob Fred, who I think is, great outfielder, great bat.
But he has full-blown AIDS.
But who knows what kind of shape he's going to be in tomorrow with the illness. We're taking Billy Ryan in left center, giving the Corp the edge so far in both outfield positions. So,
He doesn't play left center.
but tomorrow he might have to because there's no
okay.
Conklin. So we're doing. This is all hearsay. This is hearsay.
Okay.
Timmy Harrison, I'd like to welcome you into the show. Please take a seat next to Double A. Timmy Harrison hasn't been here all year, and I'm surprised that he's alive.
I'm not sharing my mic with him.
So, Timmy, why don't you go ahead and say hello to the folks? Tell them what you've been up to here, pal. What's going on?
Well, hello, people.
Oh, you still sound real great.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
It's good to see you. Is that really you? I'm feeling your
I don't know.
face. Is that? Oh my God, it's him.
I'm okay.
He's a new.
Good.
He works for sanitation now. He's got a new job. So
I am a city employee, and I just got my first check. I don't get paid that much.
Good for you, Timmy. Good for you.
give it 5 years. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till that white gold starts falling in a couple months.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so now we're snow.
I plead the fifth.
I'm talking about actual precipitation.
I'm a company man now. I
don't know
plead
what-
the fifth.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know where your mind went. Anyway,
Mother of God.
let's get back to this. Right center field. We'll have to, again, assume tomorrow that it's either going to be Joey Henry or Mike Salica for the Bombers. And Jerry Rodman for the, this is a formality. Let's just, go ahead, Greg, play it. Play the soundbite. We're going to, unless you're not going to take Jerry. All right, we're taking Jerry in right center field over whoever the Bombers put out there. And then we get to right field, which again is a wild card for the Corp tomorrow. No Christian Naus, their all-star right fielder, mind you.
He's good.
It's true.
And
Steady as it goes.
in right, it's going to be either Salica or Joe Henry. And I would assume it's Joe Henry because Joe's been out there most of the year,
Yes.
although Salica might not run well enough to play right center, so you never know. So assuming it's those two guys, and who's out there for the Corp? Could it be Alex?
I think it's got to be Alex.
It could be Al. Could be getting the nod on the ship. And Al's played in some championship games in his life. I know for a fact. I was next to him in one. I want to welcome back to the podcast also AJ Harrison. Will lift the band currently for the next couple minutes if he wants to say hello. AJ, say hello to the folks.
Hello, folks.
He's here. He's looking good. You can tell he's on vacation because he's got the little goat going on his face.
It's not vacation. I got my balls cut.
Right. He's out on medical leave because he became less of a man.
I didn't think it was possible.
Facts.
Every single time from here on out, no more pulling out.
He didn't pull out before.
I wasn't very good at that, hence the 4 kids.
Well, now there'll be no more kids. Okay, anyway. We're to the right field position.
100%.
Let's assume that tomorrow, let's say, for argument's sake, that it's Alex and Joe Henry or Mike Salica. Who do you take in right field? Greg.
I take Al over Salica, but not over Henry.
Billy.
Joe Henry.
Anthony.
I'm taking Al.
What's the context of this?
Timmy. Yell it out. We can hear you.
Joe Henry.
AJ. Joe Henry or Alex in right field if you had to choose one. Who do you take?
If I had to choose
who do
one?
you give the edge?
Joe Henry.
All right. I'm gonna go with a hometown pick. I'm gonna pick Al.
Joe Henry every time.
What do you mean?
Joe Henry's had a good year. He had his bomber moment in the semis
How was Joe Henry not a hometown pick, though?
because Alex is my brother. That's what I meant.
That's not a hometown pick, though.
It's a home pick.
Anyway, I would take Al in my outfield 10 times out of 10.
It's also tough with Salica because we don't know what kind of shape he's in or
Right.
if he's injured or not. If he's at like full strength, he's actually a very good ball player, but it's hard to predict that. So that's why I picked Al.
So I also don't know who had the edge. So Greg, let's play them both.
No, Joe Henry had the edge.
Yes, he did.
All right, so let me do one more time. Joe Henry. Giving the Bombers the edge.
But we both picked our boy.
We didn't keep track of who had the edge in all
I believe
categories.
the Bombers did.
No, I think it was the Corp.
I believe you're wrong.
If we go around the horn again, it's Walter,
Yes.
Bach. So that's 1-1. Keep track. That's 1-1. On your hands. That's 1-1. First base,
Harry.
2-1.
2-1.
Second base was
Tie.
Was a tie. Was a push.
Yeah.
Shortstop was
Also,
Anthony.
I thought it was Anthony. I picked Anthony. Third base was Tommy Green and Mike Johnson.
Tommy Green.
Left field was Darren and Timmy. I purposely picked against
Darren
Timmy
won.
to inspire him. Left center was Billy Ryan. Right center was Jerry. And right field was Joey Henry. So I think that gives the Corp the edge, right? So on paper, the Corp have the edge. But the Bombers have never lost in a championship series. So time's going to tell. Game 1 tomorrow night. I don't even know what the start time is. It might be 8:30.
I believe it's 8:30 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it might have gotten pushed back due to a scheduling conflict. I know
No.
that the commish was...
There was no scheduling conflict.
It just pushed back. Maybe.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
it doesn't matter.
It's going to rain again anyway.
8 or 8:30. It's not, Timmy,
a fact, Jack.
Timmy, why don't you settle down over there? You don't have a goddamn microphone. You're yelling out shenanigans about rain and shit. It's rained enough. Give us a goddamn break. AJ, go ahead.
Going back to that right field argument, why was Alex the choice and not Christian Naus?
Because Christian Naus will not be here tomorrow, so we were speculating who's going to get the nod in right field. It could be Al.
Okay, all right, my bad.
Because Christian Naus would have given the edge. He's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, if it was Christian Naus, he definitely got the edge.
For the record, Jerry, this is why we plan things, so people don't come in with stupid questions halfway through.
Well, I didn't plan on AJ showing up at all, so.
There's nothing planned today.
You don't need to call out Jerry because he doesn't listen.
So, game 1 tomorrow. Championship in Roxbury wraps up on Sunday. If you're in town, come check it out. It should be an epic series. Now, other goings on in the community aside from the ladies playing again tonight, and a big win for the Sugar Pebbles the other night over Healy's Pub.
Smoke them!
Big time win.
Yeah.
Big sticks the other night, especially from Chrissy Bach, who was rock and rolling that entire game. And the Sugar Pebbles defeat their nemesis once again.
Christina Harrison had a couple big hits,
Yo,
too.
Christina Harrison upstaged
She's
you
better than her husband.
hard,
Yeah,
AJ.
she's so much better than AJ.
Ripping the ball to left field. Ripping it. Anyway,
That's
Sugar
what she
Pebbles
said.
win, so that was fun. They're playing tonight again. It's luau night, actually, at the field. So if you're in
give you a
town and you want to
luau.
watch the ladies play, there's a little bit of a luau. I heard that Sue Bach's dressing up as like a suckling pig or something. Like, I don't know.
Suckling pig.
There's going to be like... There's gonna be like a mock pig roast. I don't know. Things are gonna get weird tonight at the field. That's what's gonna happen.
I don't think I'm going to go over there now. I'm kind of scared.
You'll probably be there watching after our draft. Anyway,
No,
before we get into
probably.
fantasy football, let's talk quickly about what happened last weekend. Other than the Corp advancing to the championship, big time end to the mayoral campaign that we talked so much about on the last podcast. Now, on the podcast, we all predicted a very close race. Most people picked it within 20. Why do you say no? You didn't, Anthony?
I said Megan by 100 before it ended.
No, you said Megan by 100 once we were off the air. That was not on the podcast.
I believe it.
On the podcast, we were all within 20. Some were within like 6.
I said 12.
So I think I said 16. Now,
I said Brown.
this election was close through 3 boxes. And when I say close, I think Bach got within the teens because the first box that was, I think, not State Road, was the West End. Jimmy got off to a pretty good lead, and then Bach chipped away hard at Bayfront. Jimmy treaded water through Central Rock, and then the last box got open. This is the box that got you last year, Bill. That State Road box. Jimmy took off and ended up winning the election by almost like 80 votes or something.
Trotter, why is he always taking digs at you?
That wasn't a dig.
So you fucking dig
I
it.
was in charge of that campaign. I hated every second of it.
Which
we had a great time. What are you talking about?
We had a great time. I hated every second of losing.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I remember what it was like to win again this year, because Jimmy had a big-time showing on the Park End, where he grew up, where his parents live, and Jimmy Mangan's going to be the next mayor. Thoughts?
Everything is awesome.
Yeah. Timmy Harrison's got some thoughts, even though he didn't come down at all for any of this.
It's not really a thought. It's more of a question. So both Jimmy and Johnny Mangan won as number 2.
No, Jimmy was number 1.
Jimmy was number 1.
Jimmy was
Had
number
you been
1?
down here ever, you'd fucking know it.
I'm retarded.
Put the headphones in so you can hear with everything.
Anyway, Jimmy wins. Anthony, thoughts?
You can't hear the sound effects.
I'm happy for my cousin Jimmy. He's a good guy. I'm sad for Bach. He's also a good guy, but
I didn't clean my ears.
yeah. Jimmy already told me I'm going to have to run all the meetings. He's not going to be here because he works late, so
What?
I'll go fuck myself.
He didn't say all the meetings.
No.
He said some meetings.
I ran every meeting when the mayor's wasn't underwater.
So what was that, like 2?
There was one.
Bullshit.
There was probably 2, and I only ran 1.
Here's a dig. Billy, how many meetings did you run?
0. I was secretary for like 2 or 3, though.
Damn right.
You would be. Did
Anyway,
you get
yes.
Conroy his coffee?
He goes under the table faster than anybody.
Yeah, I love you. Extra dark.
Just get my coffee and I put on something skimpy.
What'd you stir it with?
Not his penis.
His mouth.
I want to go out on I want to go on record right now telling I love Billy Trotter. I
I'm
love
happy I
him.
put these headphones on.
I fucking love Billy
The only
Trotter.
person who doesn't love Billy Trotter is Billy Trotter.
And his left hand.
I'm literally the worst person I've ever met.
Can you turn my
And his
soundboard
parents.
up? No, his parents love him. I know for a fact. Anyway,
His dog hates him.
any other thoughts on the campaign? Great campaign. Both guys were awesome. Both campaigns were awesome.
Kenny Chesney was pretty
Said
good.
I missed it.
I had a lot of fun campaigning and collecting votes. As always, that was a hell of a day.
Double A is sad that he missed it. However, he had a great time.
I
I'm
did have a
sure I
great
know
time.
Double A had a great time. His shirt was off. That's always a good time for everybody around.
All of Snapchat knows I had a good time.
Anyway, we here at Sundays for the Men are going to wrap it up shortly. We have our fantasy football draft coming up here at the club as people are starting to shuffle into the background. That's what you're hearing. That's why Timmy's here.
Reach! You'll be hearing a lot of that tonight.
Number one pick, and it's going to be Alvin Kamara. And in my head, I'm going to be like, no, I don't know. Who's
That was terrible.
Do we want to podcast the draft?
We're not podcasting the draft. There's too much to do. Too much
We
thinking
already
going
bore
on.
people enough with our.
Billy, you have to bartend the draft.
Yeah. you
Yeah,
have to
you're
bartend.
slinging beers, kid.
We want to brainstorm the number one pick.
The number one pick's going to be Le'Veon Bell.
Or
Todd Gurley.
Or Kamara.
I'll tell you, it's not going to be. It's not going to be David Johnson because
I made that mistake last year.
that guy is coming off. He's got a prosthetic leg.
I'll give you my David Johnson.
Eddie Lacy. That's AJ's all-time pick.
AJ's first pick's going to be Frank Gore. Fact.
Fantasy football is a big
likes
time
fat running
crapshoot.
backs.
You could pick Le'Veon Bell and he could be dead tomorrow. You never know. So it's all crapshoot. I don't think it's something you could be good at. I think it's something you have to be lucky at.
No, you can be good in the waiver wire.
But you have to be lucky in your draft most of the time, especially after
I
the
think
first
the key
three
to
rounds.
fantasy football is sucking in the beginning so you can pick up good players.
That's true.
I think that's the key, and nobody ever talks about it. You have to suck in the start of
I
the
suck
season.
at the beginning, but in the middle and in the end, I also suck. So
Well, you suck in general. So
And then
it's
he
okay.
finished.
not in general though.
Got him.
Dick. Okay. So, again, to recap, Bombers Corp starts tomorrow. You could split it down the middle. The Bombers are looking to remain undefeated in championship opportunities. The Corp burnt their old bar and are hoping that is exercised. The Demons, we have the ladies playing tonight. It's luau night. Come on down. See Subak as a suckling pig. That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Stop saying that, please.
We have the horseshoe tournament tomorrow in Roxbury. Come on down near the beach park and throw some
That's
shoes
not tomorrow,
on
it's Saturday.
On Saturday, because today's Thursday, right? Thanks. And then, Sunday's Championship Sunday, no big deal. And then before you know it, it'll be Mardi Gras. It'll be rocking and rolling. So this has been Sundays are for the men. I want to thank Greg Gentile for being here. I want to thank Anthony Alacco for being here. I want to thank Alex for coming back. I want to thank Billy Trotter for all the hard work he does. I want to thank Timmy Harrison and AJ Harrison for cameoing. I want to thank Mike Murphy and Zack for being in the background. And I said Alex already. I don't know.
Before we go, Murph, what happened to your arm?
He had rotator cuff surgery, dickhead.
What?
No one told me anything.
Hold on. Yeah, Alex is right. Hold on. Yo, fuck Murphy's arm right now. I'm going to go around this whole room, all right? Rapid fire, a one-word answer. Just yell it out when I come to you. I'll say your name, you say your answer. Who wins the championship in Roxbury starting now? Greg.
Corp.
Anthony.
Bombers.
Timmy. Alex.
No comment.
Zach.
Bombers.
AJ.
Fuck your one word answer. I hate myself for saying it. Bombers.
Billy.
Bombers.
Murphy. Mike Burns. I'm going Corp. This has been Sundays for the men. Championship will end on Sunday. Until then, Roxbury, keep drinking.
We know what's going on.
You know what Sundays for the men. Got Sundays